Happening today in Virginia Beach, City Council plans to discuss short-term rentals again. Now, for months at this point, the city has been working to finalize regulations for apps like Airbnb.
So council members delayed voting on proposals several times in order to get more input. 13 News Now reporter Megan Shin is live in Virginia Beach.
So, Megan, what is council expected to discuss today?
Good morning, you guys. Well, according to the City Council agenda, those council members are expected to talk about short-term rental ordinances that could affect the host of short-term rentals. Now, council describes a short-term rental as a place that people stay for 30 days or less. Mayor Lewis Jones did request a questionnaire to go ahead and give to City Council, and the results are meant to help determine which policies council agrees on and which ones need more consideration. Now, policies like rental use permits, noise control, parking restrictions, and a limit on large groups. Now, these results are meant to help City Council create an ordinance for the Planning Commission to consider. And council members have been looking at potential ordinances since 2016 when they required short-term rental owners to register with the Commissioner of Revenue. That change came shortly after an ODU student was shot at a party at an Airbnb host's home while the host was out of the country. Now, Airbnb's website shows they have 150 million users right now, with some of them coming here to our resort city. Now, City Council expects to begin their meeting at 2 o'clock. Reporting live in Virginia Beach, I'm Megan Shin, 13 News Now.